I stood in the middle of a rented VFW hall that smelled like old wax polish and fresh gravy, watching my daughter balance on tiptoes to interrogate a DJ about subwoofers when my phone lit up with the name I used to trust most in the world. My mother. I answered. She didn't greet me. She just hissed, "How dare you humiliate us like this?" I looked at my girl, eyes wide, voice bright, finally surrounded by people who answered her instead of shutting her down, and I felt the words rise like smoke I'd been swallowing for years. "Humiliate you?" I said quietly. "You humiliated her first. My name is Ethan, 37, paramedic. I spend my nights stitching people back together in ambulances that reek of bleach and blood. It's cleaner work than keeping my own family from falling apart. My wife, Nora, is a pediatric nurse. She knows exactly how much damage quiet disapproval can do to a child. Our daughter, Nora, is 7. She has this laugh like wind chimes and a brain that never stops asking why the world is built the way it is. She once spent 40 minutes in the grocery aisle explaining to a stranger why bananas are technically berries while the rest of us just wanted cereal. To me, she's perfect. To my parents, she's exhausting. They never say the word defective. They say intense, overwhelming. Maybe tone it down for the adults. For years, I told myself it was small. A sigh here, an eye roll there. I patched the holes with money. Automatic transfers every Friday. $2.25 straight into their account. Roof repairs. Furnace replacement. My sister's emergency root canal. Their little extras became my normal overhead. I called it love. I was wrong. 3 weeks before the holiday, my father called while I was restocking the rig. About Thanksgiving, he said, voice flat like he was reading a parts list. "We're keeping it calm this year. Just the quiet ones." I waited. He cleared his throat. Nora's questions, they wear people out. "You understand." I stared at the oxygen tanks until the red labels blurred. "Understood," I said. I hung up before he could thank me for being reasonable. That night, Mara found me sitting on the garage floor staring at Nora's old science fair volcano. I told her everything, word for word. She didn't cry. She just went very still. "They banned our daughter," she whispered, "because she's curious." Nora wandered in, pajamas too short, holding a library book about bioluminescence. "Why do fireflies light up, but not us?" she asked. Mara knelt, hugged her hard. I looked at my wife over our daughter's head and said the thing I'd never allowed myself to say out loud. I'm done paying people who treat her like a problem. The next morning I logged in, found a recurring transfer labeled Mom and Dad, support, and canceled it. No warning, no goodbye text, just gone. I booked the hall on my lunch break. Nothing fancy, scratch parquet, fluorescent hum, a sound system older than me. I sent the message to everyone except them. Thanksgiving at the VFW. Noon. Bring a dish, bring a kid, bring questions. Especially questions. The replies poured in. Nora's art teacher. Our downstairs neighbor who fixes bikes with her. My partner from the ambulance, his whole loud family. Mara's cousin who once spent an hour teaching Nora how telescopes bend light. 62 yes. Thanksgiving morning Nora wore her Galaxy hoodie and carried a notebook labeled, "Things adults should explain better." We set up long tables with rolls of butcher paper and buckets of markers. Title at the top in her careful handwriting. What are you wondering today? People arrived hugging Tupperware and kids. No one shushed anyone. Nora asked the DJ, "Why bass make your chest rattle?" He handed her headphones and let her feel the mix. I watched her glow. Then the phone buzzed. "Mom." I stepped outside into the cold November air that smelled like wood smoke and diesel. She was screaming before I said hello. "You rented a hall? Posted pictures? 60 strangers? You're throwing our family in our faces." I leaned against the brick wall. "You threw my daughter out first. Your father is humiliated. Your sister had to make excuses. We're the real family here. Real family." I cut in, voice low, shaking. "Doesn't exile a 7-year-old for asking why the sky is blue. Real family doesn't cash checks for 7 years, then act like curiosity is a crime." Silence. Then her voice cracked. "You stopped the money." It wasn't a question. I closed my eyes. "Yeah, I stopped the money. Because every dollar I sent was me begging you to love her." and you still chose peace over her. So I built the peace she deserved. Right here, with people who answer her instead of silencing her. She started to speak, something about gratitude, about blood being thicker. I cut her off one last time. Blood didn't show up today. Love did. I hung up, walked back inside. Nora was standing on a chair, microphone in hand, explaining to 30 fascinated adults why stars look like they're twinkling even though they don't. No one rolled their eyes. No one sighed. They leaned in. I don't know if my parents will ever understand what they lost. I don't know if they'll call again, or if the silence will become permanent. But I know this. That afternoon, in a drafty hall with paper tablecloths and too loud music, my daughter asked 57 questions. Every single one was answered. Every single one was welcomed. If someone told you your child's curiosity was too much, would you keep paying for their approval? Or would you finally build a table where she belongs? Tell me in the comments. I read every one.